Well, it starts off in the 1920s, and it's about a young woman who is trying to invent television. And she's doing various things, gathering materials, really bare bones. She's very poor. She's trying to invent this thing called television. And then we reach a climax at the end of part one of the play, and we sort of flash forward to the 1950s, where her daughter is trying to get her story told on a teleplay for television in the 1950s. And she's running into similar obstacles that her daughter did in the 1920s.
Okay, so Ruby is a abused teenager that leaves her home so that she can work on her television she wants to invent. And throughout the story, she's kind of by herself until she confides in a friend that actually listens to her, and that's Henry.
Well, I play Henry in the first part of the play, and he's a college student from Indiana. Lives with Miss Haver, her boarder, and all of a sudden this girl Ruby pops in and then kind of jumbles up his life.
The biggest struggle with Ruby's character is when I'm on stage and I have to put together these pieces of a generator and have to work with things, because Ruby's very comfortable with this generator. She's very comfortable with the pieces and how things work and mechanics, and she's got an engineer mind.
Well, I read the script a lot of times before I auditioned, and I guess I really wanted to portray someone who had a really passionate soul. And that kind of came about through rehearsals, and the other actors sort of fueled that as well.
Set building process starts off with a conversation with the director. Ryan and I sit down and talk a little bit about what he wants. He presents his ideas, kind of a vision, and then I take those ideas and kind of mold them to create the world of the play. This particular play is a period piece, takes place in the 1920s and the 1950s. And it is a realistic piece. So what I have to do is create what that world was back in the day, for lack of a better description. So I'm doing some research about what a 20s kitchen looks like, paying attention to what barns look like in the 20s. Our stagecraft class, theater class, has built the majority of the play during the Tuesday-Thursday class time, so they are responsible for a significant chunk of what is seen here.
Well, I think it was an interesting story because it's very not very often that you find a story that has a strong female protagonist. And I wanted to explore that with our actors here at CCBC, working with a very strong female protagonist and really telling a story from a woman's perspective, I think is really important. And I also wanted to be able to give female students in the department an opportunity to wrap their heads around these incredible roles that are happening here in this play.
Well, a big thing that I'm learning but still working on is listening to everything going on, because going into this process is really difficult when you don't know that that's a huge part about theater. And I guess I found that out through rehearsals, and now I'm sort of trying to really grasp it and listen to everyone around me.
Ruby teaches me a very valuable lesson that I don't hold very dear myself. When I work, I tend to get sidetracked, and if things get a little too challenging or I get this mental block, I tend to stray away from it. But she perseveres through all.
I think I've gathered a couple of things, but the more obvious one is to never give up on your passion, to keep pushing for your dreams, because she didn't have it made easy, and my situation is in no way as difficult as hers. And I think that I really believe in Ruby, and I want to apply that more to my life. And sometimes the ending isn't exactly the happiest, in my opinion, but I think the cool thing is you can take that from the play and walk away saying, well, my life's not over, so I'm going to make sure that I do what I have to do to make whatever dreams I want to come true. So I think that's what I get from the play the most.